talking. $15,000.
Is he a prior?
We do have two court cases that no warrant, nothing. He's saying his family told me that they were going
mute
through
your
divorce.
microphone, Ms. Canales. Ms. Canales, would you mute your microphone, please? Thank you.
Yo te marco ahorita, ok. Es que ahorita estoy en una audiencia con unos y ahorita te marco para atrás.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Thursday, July the 18th. My name is Judge Esparza. We have some writ hearings scheduled for this afternoon. I just need to get some information before we get started. There's a D. Franco. Well, it was on there. Looks like it logged off.
Hey, Judge, can you hear me?
Who's speaking?
Daniel Franco, Judge.
Are you an attorney, Mr. Franco?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. I didn't recognize the name. That's fine. That's fine. Just hang on.
Yes, sir.
We'll be with you. Okay. All right. As I mentioned earlier, we have some writ hearings this afternoon. We do not have a court reporter. If you are requesting a court reporter, your case will be reset for a later date. Not hearing any objections, we will proceed. The first case, who's here for the state on this? First case we're going to call is.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Andres here for the state.
All right. First case we're going to call is C 3273-24-E, State of Texas versus Eduardo Armendariz. Armendariz, you speak English? Yes, sir. You? Okay. Can you hear us, sir? Okay. John Paul Cedillo.
Yes, Judge. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
This is your motion. Your client's present. He is English speaking. You may proceed.
Yes, Judge. Judge, basically, my client was arrested. Well, first of all, Your Honor, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Judge, my client was arrested on March 16th of this year. He has been involved in an incident, a shooting incident with a officer. He was shot. My understanding is that the officer was also shot. And he has been in the hospital for 2 months, but under restraint, under armed guard. For the last month, he has been in the Hidalgo County Jail. At the time we filed our writ, there was no indictment that we were aware of. I think from calling the clerk, Judge, we're hearing that there might have been an indictment that we have not seen, has not been sent to us. And so under Article 17.151 of Texas Code Criminal Procedure, Judge, I think that the case law is pretty clear that if the state is not ready for trial, as I don't imagine they are in this case, and we can defer to the state to see if they'll stipulate to that or if we need to discuss that. I think it's just a question of looking at the client's ability to pay or releasing him on a PR bond, which is what we are requesting, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor. This defendant has not been indicted yet. This defendant does have extensive criminal history. He is a repeat offender, Your Honor. And given the facts of the case, where he did strike an officer with the gun, and the officer fired his gun at the defendant, The state would be unopposed to a $500,000 cash surety bond, Your Honor, in this case.
Judge, can I just briefly respond to that?
Sure.
Because of the no indictment sort of changes the situation, Your Honor. Because there is no, and thank you, Mr. Guerrero, for pointing that out. Judge, if there is no indictment, then the state cannot be ready for trial. And so Your Honor's got to look at the standard under 17.151, which does not include safety of the community, the charges, that kind of thing. It's very clear from the case law, Judge, and I can send this to the court, but under ex parte Lonclos, Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, 624 Southwest 3rd, 923 from 2021, Judge. The only question is not, the charges or the safety of the community. If the state's not ready for trial in 90 days, as they're not, since no indictment's been filed, Your Honor has got to release the client on public recognizance bond or an amount he can afford. And $1 million or $500,000 bond, Judge, is absolutely out of my client's financial ability. And so we can certainly take testimony on that if Your Honor wishes, but I just want to make clear that if there is no indictment, the criminal history, the facts of this case, the case law makes clear that that's not really a factor, Judge. It's just what can the client afford? If you don't give him a PR bond, it's what can he afford to make, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor, and it's my understanding, Your Honor, that the governor's order GA-13 suspends that statute. So the state would be opposed to a PR bond on those grounds, Your Honor.
Judge, if I may, under ex parte Lonclos, which I've cited and I can get to the court, the same issue came up, and the Court of Appeals said that the governor's order suspends, if it's still in effect, I have to check and see, it may be, but if it is in effect, it only suspends a PR bond. It does not suspend, and I can quote from that Court of Appeals case, the executive order suspends Article 17.151 only to the extent that it calls for releasing defendants on personal bond. It does not suspend Article 17.151's release of defendants on bonds they can afford. So the analysis, Judge, would still be what can Mr. Armendariz afford, and that statute would not have you look at his criminal history or any other factors like that. Just, is the state ready for trial? And they're not. So what can he afford? Because 1751 is still good in that regard, Judge.
My understanding, Mr. Guerra, you indicated that he struck the officer with a weapon. I read the complaint. I thought he shot at the officer. Is that correct, or did he strike him with a weapon?
Your Honor, in reading the probable cause complaint, I do believe he
Says he fired a shotgun from inside the bag, striking the officer in the midsection.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay.
He did shoot at the officer.
Mr. Armendariz, can you raise your right hand, sir? Your right hand? Yeah? Okay. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? What's your name, sir? You speak a little louder if you can. You can put your hand down. How old are you, sir? 23? 33? Where were you born, sir? What city do you live in now? Who do you live with? Or her address? 25, go slow, 25. What's the name of the street? Mona Street? A house or an apartment? In McAllen? How long have you lived there? Do you have a job, sir? Did you have a job before you were arrested? Say, working where?
On Nolan. The surfing crab.
Surfing, okay. What did you do there? Are you currently on probation or parole? Are you able to watch her?
I cannot walk and I can't even move. And I'm barely learning how to speak again.
And what's the last part?
I'm barely learning how to speak again.
What's the charge? Aggravated assault, right? Aggravated assault on the public servant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, he's looking for that.
Mr. Armendariz, if you are released on bond, I'm going to ask that you have no weapons. If there's any weapons in your home, before you go home, whoever owns them, needs to take them out of the house if that's where you're going to be staying. Do you understand that? I'll also order that you be released to AIP officials, which means you'll be under house arrest, basically. If you need to go to the doctors or any type of appointments, pharmacy to pick up medicine, you'll have to notify the AIP officials and they'll give you a number where to call. Tell them where you're going, and they'll verify if that's where you're going or not. You understand? If they go to your house when you're supposed to be there and you're not there, that's a violation and you could end up back in jail. Do you understand that? No drugs, no alcohol while you're out, sir. I'll also order monthly UAs. Probation will monitor you to see if you're using drugs or alcohol. They're prescribed, that's fine. If it's anything that's illegal and not prescribed, if you test positive for it, you may end up back in jail. Do you understand that? Bond will be reduced to $25,000 cash surety. And all other conditions. Anything
Thank you,
else,
Judge.
Mr.?
That's all, Judge. May we be excused, Your Honor?
Are you retained on this case, Mr. Cedillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stay in contact with your attorney if you get out on bond, so you understand? All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Thank
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Guerra, thank you.
Thank you.
Next case we're gonna call is C 3278-24-I, State of Texas versus Baraza. ¿No habla inglés, verdad, señor? Pase para adelante. Ms. Canales, your client is present, he's Spanish speaking. I just ask that you go slowly so that they can do the translation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. I have not had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Barraza. We actually have an appointment for tomorrow to speak with him. However, I have been speaking with his family. Several family members have been calling. It's my understanding, Your Honor, the charge is stalking. And
correct.
this is his actual wife that put these charges, Your Honor. It's my understanding that he is a U.S. citizen, and I think in looking at his criminal record in this county, there is just one prior case back in 2008, which was a DWI that he did plead to. And that's all he has, Judge. His bond is 15,000. He is not able to make that bond. And according to his family, he is not a flight risk, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. The state did make contact with Ileana Santos Tuilo, who did express concerns, Your Honor, that she is fearful of the defendant if the defendant were to be out of the Hidalgo County Jail, Your Honor. The defendant does have a few misdemeanor arrest, misdemeanor assault, misdemeanor drive while intoxicated, and a misdemeanor drug possession, Your Honor. So due to the safety of the victim, the state would recommend no bond reduction in this case.
Your Honor, if I may respond.
What are you asking in terms of
Your
bond,
Honor.
Ms. Canales?
This is a stalking case, Judge. If she's that afraid, she would have already gotten an ex parte protective order from the DA's office. And to
Actually,
my knowledge, that has not been done, Your Honor. If she were afraid of him, a stalking charge is not the exact route to go, Your Honor. But this is a court appointment. He is indigent. He was not able to make the bond, Your Honor. We're asking for a PR bond or as low as the court can go.
For the record, she indicated in the report, the complaint, that she had gone to the police multiple times to file complaints against him. The magistrate who arraigned him issued an emergency protective order, and the protected person is Ileana Barraza, and I believe her two children. Mr. Barraza, raise your right hand, sir. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, you put your hand down. There's a protective order, sir, and the protected persons are Ileana Barraza and I believe your two children. You're not to go within 200 yards of the address located on Tamarack Avenue in McAllen, Texas, nor the school where your children attend in McAllen, Texas, nor the place of employment where your wife works at Maximus. If you go to those places, it's a violation of this protective order, and you will be arrested facing new charges. Do you understand that? This order is for 61 days. I'm going to ask that you have no contact with these individuals until this case is resolved, if in fact you are released on bond. How old are you, sir? Where were you born, sir? Where do you currently live? What city? Understand, you cannot go back to that apartment. You have somewhere else to live? Where would that be? What city? You have an address for her? What's the address? What is your aunt's name? Blanca have a last name?
Barraza.
You have a job, sir? Where do you work?
Pues trabajo en pipeline, pero pues ahorita no. Estoy en Laredo.
How long have you been living in McAllen, Texas? Better yet, how long have you been living in Hidalgo County?
17 años.
17 years.
Sir, when you were arrested, the magistrate judge told you about the protective order. I'm telling you about it now. When you're released, you'll get a copy of this. Do not go back to that address. Do you understand me? Do not pick up the phone or send text messages to your wife or your children until this case is resolved. You need to communicate with them, do it through your attorney. Is that clear? Don't even call them from jail because that's a violation of the order. You understand that? You currently on probation or parole? No contact with victim or victim's family. Bond will be reduced to $5,000 cash surety. Anything else, Ms. Canales?
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
I'm also going to order monthly UAs. You're gonna have to go in and get drug tested, sir. No drugs or alcohol while you're out on bond. You understand me? You come back positive for drugs or alcohol, we're gonna end up back in jail. Is that clear? All right, go ahead and have a seat, sir. Good luck to you. Thank you.
May I
Ms.
be
Canales.
excused, Your Honor. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am, thank you. Next case we're gonna call is C 3265-24-8, State of Texas versus Benjamin Bravo. Ruben Luna. Mr. Bravo, you speak English?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bravo's present, is English speaking. You may proceed, Ruben.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bravo has two counts. One is a POCS, the other is an assault, enhanced assault. They're both at 20,000, Judge. We're asking court will consider reducing them to either a PR bond or 5,000 cash surety apiece. Mr. Bravo does have employment waiting for him if he is to be released, and he will stay away from the alleged victim until the resolution of the case, Judge. We do believe will resolve before trial.
What says the state?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would recommend no bond reduction in this case, Your Honor. The defendant does have extensive criminal history, including 3 assault convictions, 2 misdemeanor assaults, 1 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The victim in this case is his mother, Your Honor. According to the complaint, the defendant was on drugs when he assaulted his mother. So the state would recommend no bond reduction, Your Honor. If the court were to reduce the bond, Your Honor, we would ask that the defendant have no contact with his mother as a condition of release.
Sir, raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
42.
42?
Yes, sir.
You're Benjamin Bravo?
Yes, sir.
Do you work, sir? Where do you work?
HVAC,
How long have you been working there?
3 years.
That's what you do. Do you work for somebody?
Or trading staffing, it's a staffing company.
When was the last time you worked?
I left in December. Getting unemployment.
The state is asking that you have no contact with the victim, which is your mother. Where do you live? What city do you live in? With your mother? You have your own place?
Yeah.
What's your,
409 South 29th Street, McAllen, Texas. 409 South 29th Street, McAllen, Texas.
house or the apartment?
House.
You rent or own?
I don't want it.
That's not where your mom lives. Bond on the possession charge to be reduced to $5,000 PR. And I ask that you have no contact with the victim. So don't go back to your mom's house. You need to get anything from there, speak with them, do it through your attorney or through the police department. We'll order monthly UAs. Probation's gonna contact you. Make sure your phone is working. Make sure you report when they tell you to report to go get tested. You don't show up when they tell you, we're gonna have a hearing, see why we shouldn't put you back in jail. No drugs or alcohol, is that clear? Bond on the assault charge will be reduced $5,000 cash surety. Anything else, Mr.?
All right, that's maybe excused. I apologize.
Anything from the state on that case? All
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir. Make sure you comply with the order. Thank you, Ruben. Next case we're gonna call is C 3269-24-F, State of Texas versus Isaac Flores. Robert. Clinton, this is your motion. Mr. Flores, you speak English?
Yes, Your Honor. We're asking the court to consider a reduction of his bond. He has strong ties to the community, Your Honor. His family says that they might be able to come up with, if it's a $5,000, reduced to a $5,000 bond, they can probably come up with $500 on his behalf. They're a little bit tight right now, Your Honor. He doesn't pose a flight risk. I haven't had a chance to discuss with the state whether they recommend a reduction.
What's the state's position?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is unopposed to a 30,000 cash surety bond, Your Honor, in this case.
Mr. Flores, raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
State your name.
Isaac Flores Jr.
How old are you, sir?
I'm 34, Your Honor.
Where were you born?
In Fort Texas
What city do you live in?
and Fort
How long have you lived there?
for 15 years, Your Honor.
Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
I've been at Olive Garden for about 5 years.
Where at?
Olive Garden,
What do you do there?
I'm a cook.
Married?
No, Your Honor, but I do have children.
Do they live with you?
956.
They do come and
75.
Dan, can you mute? Hold on. Dan, can you mute your phone? Sorry?
they do come and stay with me at times.
All right. Sir, this is a DWI third. The magistrate, I didn't see that he ordered an ignition interlock device. I'm gonna order that you install an ignition interlock device on your vehicle. You'll have 5 days upon release to get that installed. You do not own a vehicle or do not have access to a vehicle, because I don't know if you own one now, but you were driving one. If you're gonna have access to a vehicle, whatever vehicle you're driving has to have that device on it. If you're not gonna be driving, probation will contact you to give you a list of vendors where you can purchase these items. If you're not gonna be driving, I'll allow you to have a portable device that you carry with you. You'll have to blow on that device 3 times a day between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. in the morning, between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. in the afternoon, and between 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. at night. No alcohol or drugs while you're out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm not gonna be
If
driving.
you violate the order, we're gonna have a hearing, see why we shouldn't put you back in jail. Is that clear?
Understood, yes, Your Honor.
Bond will be reduced to $5,000 cash surety. With the condition that he get an ignition interlock or a portable device. No drugs, no alcohol while you're out on bond, sir. And stay in contact with your attorney once you're released. I just need him to sign, well, we'll do it after the hearing. But I have him sign the order, Robert, saying that he has 5 days to purchase the ignition interlock or the portable unit, okay? After the hearing, I'll have him
Yes,
sign
sir.
it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Lecter, on that case?
No, Your Honor.
I believe you have one more. Go ahead and have a seat.
Yes, I
Good
do.
luck to you. We're gonna call C3260-24-C, State of Texas versus Robert Villarreal. Mr. Villarreal is not present. They didn't bring him in this afternoon. Mr. Puente, because of his behavior, my understanding. You want to reset it for another date? If he behaves, or if you want to argue without him, it's
I have his mother here, Your Honor, who's available to testify. She can answer, I guess, questions about his personal, his date of birth, where he lives. He's got 2 bonds, Your Honor. They're both, the first one is a serious charge. It's indecency with the child. It's set for 200,000 and another for indecent exposure at 1,000. Relevant criminal history in this area. We believe that he's got long ties to the community, Your Honor. His mother's available to testify. She would provide a home for him, even though he has his own apartment. He was going to Tropical. He had some mental challenges. He's got obsessive compulsive disorder, which requires him to clean. So he's got these routines. And from my understanding is when he was arrested, he wasn't able to take his medicine. And as the court is well aware, when you leave your medicine, it takes a while for the effects or the palliative effects to kick in. So I believe Tropical only went to see him on Tuesday. So at this point, the medicine hasn't really kicked in, Your Honor. We would ask the family would be able to provide testimony that they're able to afford a $25,000 bond, Your Honor, and we would have no issue with an AIP or any type of home arrest. He works for his father, and it's in a kind of a warehouse where he works there. No contact with any children in that area. There's no children in the area. He could work there and go back home, whichever measures the court would see fit to make sure that he's at home. He doesn't pose a flight risk, Your Honor. He's an American citizen. So we'd ask the court to consider $25,000. And if the court would like to take any testimony, his mother is present here, Your Honor.
Does the state?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would recommend no bond reduction in this case, Your Honor, due to the safety of the victim and the safety of the county. This is offense, Your Honor. This did occur at Tinseltown USA movie theaters in Mission, Texas, Your Honor. The defendant was inside the female restroom. So the state would be opposed to any bond reduction in this case.
That was on the indecency, right?
That one
Also-
was on the exposure.
Indecent exposure, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the other one was a family member?
Is his daughter, Your Honor? He's having some marital some issues with the mother. So we feel it's without addressing the merits of the claim, we think that that provides context, and he has no background in anything related to this type of serious offense, Your Honor. Moreover,
you're saying the victim was, Robert, you're saying the victim was his daughter?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Or the alleged victim.
Okay. When I order that there be no contact with the victim, I want to say that there was a protective order issued. And if he does make bond, Robert, they will provide him a copy, but the magistrate did order a protective order. He's not to have any contact with the victim or the victim's family, which I believe would be the wife and child. Not to go within 200 yards of her residence or place of business, or the school where the child attends, The apartment looks like it's somewhere in Mission, and a place of business also in Mission, and a place of business in McAllen. This will be effective until, it says September the 7th of this year, but I'm gonna ask that he have no contact until this case is resolved. Do you have his mother there present with you?
She was logging in, Your Honor, and I don't know if she's been accepted to,
Which one is she? Norma Villarreal?
yes.
Okay, hang on, let me get her in here. Ms. Villarreal, can you turn on your camera, please? Oh, there's two Norma Villarreals. Let me see. Ms. Villarreal, can you hear me? Can you turn on your camera, please? Is that her, Robert?
I don't see her up from my end, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Villarreal, can you hear us? It doesn't look like her audio is connected. Ms. Villarreal, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, is that, all right.
That's her, Your Honor.
Okay, will you raise your right hand, ma'am? Did you raise your right hand? Do you speak English?
I do. I speak English.
Okay, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I swear.
Are you related to Robert Ray Villarreal? You can put
I
your hand
am.
down.
Thank you.
How are you related to him?
I am his mother. He is my son.
Does he live with you, ma'am?
No,
Does he live by himself?
yes, he has his own home. Yes.
Does he have a home or apartment?
An apartment. Yes.
Does he live by himself?
By himself. Yes.
Okay. Does he attend counseling sessions with Tropical?
He's been taken in Tropical several times as a patient with medications.
Does he attend counseling sessions with them?
Has he taken counseling sessions, you ask?
Yes, with Tropical. Are they providing any type of counseling sessions for him?
Not right now, no. When he was
Okay.
taken first, he was taken to a psychiatric. I took him to the psychiatric.
Does he work, ma'am?
Does he work?
Yes.
Yes, he works.
Who does he work with or for?
He has worked with locksmith companies. One is Premier and the other one is Gertrude's. And at the moment, he's working with us as family. Also on the flea markets. He sells on the flea markets.
All right. If he is released, ma'am, or he makes bond, there is a protective order He's not to have any contact with the alleged victim, which I believe is his wife or ex-wife and his children. So if he does have contact with them or goes over to their location, he will be arrested facing new charges. You understand that?
I understand he won't have any contact with his family. I understand, yes.
They will give him a copy of this order when he gets out. And he'll have it with him and he should be aware of it. I'm going to ask, did he have no contact again? Did he be released to AIP officials, which means he'll be under house arrest? He can go to work, but he has to notify them of the address where he's going to be working and the hours he's going to be working. If he's not at home when he's supposed to be home, they will notify the court, and there's a possibility that he will be placed back in custody for violating the conditions of AIP.
Okay,
His bond will be reduced to $25,000 cash surety on the indecency charge, and on the exposure charge will be reduced to $1,000 PR.
and I want to ask you a question. I spoke with the agency that takes care of them. This is South Texas Behavioral Center. And
Okay.
I asked if he could be taken there as soon as he's released, because he was having an episode when he was taken from Mission PD. And I told him he needed help mentally. And they said, no, we're not going to take him to a hospital or anything. We're just going to take him there. So he was taken there, and he did not receive yet that attention and medication from Tropical. Yesterday, Tropical saw him, but with no medication yet. And I asked this facility if he can be taken there for medication, medical review, and all the things he needs. And they said, yes, ma'am. You can bring him here. He can be taken care by a doctor with the medications he needs, because I don't have a way for medications or some doctor to see him. But she said that he would be welcome, even though he has the electric device on his leg.
Okay, he will be released if you make bond. And at that point, he'll be released to AIP officials, which basically means they're going to have him sign the contract before he's released. And then you guys can pick him up and transport him to the location on your own. Anything else, Robert, on that case?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Are you
you
excused?
very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gonna call C 3229-24-8, State of Texas versus Alyssa Gonzalez. Melissa Montes, this is your client. You speak English, correct, Ms. Gonzalez? You speak English? Yes. You may proceed.
Your Honor, we filed this writ. Her bond is currently set at $15,000. She has been in jail since June the 23rd. I have spoken to her family, and they can only come up with about $2,500, like about $250 to $500, Judge. So we're asking that the bond be reduced maybe to $2,500. She does have a stable place to live in Stark County. She is the mother of 3 children, ages 7, 6, and 2. Right now, the children are with their father, and another one is with her mother. So we're asking for the court's consideration. She has no ties. She's a United States citizen, no ties to Mexico. We're asking the court for any consideration it can have with regard to her bond, Judge.
All right, what says the state?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would be unopposed to a $10,000 cash surety bond in this case. And just for the court's information, this defendant does have a few prior drug possession arrests, Your Honor.
Yeah, I checked earlier. They filed a motion to adjudicate just today's on the 16th in CR 1877-22-B, which is out of the 93rd.
Yes, 93rd.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? What's your name, man? How old are you?
26.
You have a job?
No,
How many kids do you have?
3. 2 of them stay with their dad and like gonna be 2.
Live in Starr County?
I was gonna move over there.
Can't hear you.
I was gonna move over there, but I live with my mom.
Where's your mom live?
Westfield, Texas.
You're on probation. You've been reporting
Yes.
every month?
Yes.
Yeah, I looked at the motion to adjudicate. It doesn't allege that she's an absconder. It just lists that she picked up the new charges. I'll go ahead and consider reducing her bond. You may have to contact the 93rd, Ms. Montes, to see if Judge Macias will issue her a bond on that case. They filed a revocation on your probation case because of your new charges. There is no bond at this time. So even if you make the bond on this one, that one's gonna hold you. Your attorney's gonna contact that court and see if that judge will issue you a bond. If you do get out, continue reporting to probation. No more drugs, no more alcohol, you understand? You can't take care of your kids if you're locked up in jail, right? Right? Yes?
Yes.
We reduce the bond to $2,000 to $1,500 cash surety. Monthly UAs. So if probation's not testing you, I'm gonna ask that they test you every month. Come back dirty, I'm gonna leave you in here. You understand me?
Yes.
Anything else, Ms. Montes?
No, Your Honor, just for clarification, the bond was reduced to 1,500 cash or surety.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will contact the family. Reach out to them.
This was already issued on that other case, so you're gonna need to contact the 93rd.
I will, Your Honor. Thank you.
All righty, good luck to you. Good luck to you. One thing there, yeah, we're gonna call C 32-24-F, State of Texas versus Wesley Maldonado.
Good afternoon, Judge. Juan Tirina for Mr. Maldonado.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tirina. Mr. Maldonado, you speak English? Okay. Your client's present, he's English speaking. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, we're here before this honorable court, Your Honor, with 2 charges, one being an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The bond is currently set at $200,000 cash or surety, and also an assault family impeding breath or circulation, which is currently set at $40,000 cash or surety, Judge. My client is a U.S. citizen, Your Honor. He was working in construction. He does have one child that he takes care of or cares for, at least provides for. He is not a flight risk nor a threat to the community, Judge. And we just feel that these bonds are not reasonably set, Your Honor. We're asking the court for consideration to reduce the bonds. We had an opportunity to speak to the family, and in speaking to the family, they can afford a bond in the amount of $5,000 cash or surety, Judge. I understand the gravity of these cases and would ask consideration on the aggravated assault with the deadly weapon, Your Honor, if the court would reduce that to $10,000 cash or surety, and the assault impeding breath, if the court would consider a $5,000 cash or surety bond on that matter.
What says the state?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would be opposed to any bond reduction in this case, Your Honor, due to the safety of the victims. And in reading the probable cause affidavit, Your Honor, looks like there was a knife involved. So once again, Your Honor, the state would be opposed to any bond reduction in this case.
Mr. Maldonado had an assault, looks like from December 2023 with the same victim.
That's correct, Judge. That case was dismissed, Your Honor, for the court's information.
Magistrate, let me see what's for this one. The magistrate who arraigned him did issue a protective order. Raise your right hand, Mr. Maldonado. You swear to tell the truth, the whole, raise your hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name.
Wesley Maldonado,
How old are you, sir?
23.
Do you have a job?
Yes,
Where do you work?
at a construction company. Build strong construction,
What's wrong with you? Why are you in the chair?
because I have a broken foot.
Did that happen in here or were you
No, outside, at the job site.
Mr. Maldonado, the magistrate who arraigned you issued a protective order for 91 days. I'm going to ask that this be extended until this case is resolved. That you not have any contact with Terry Villarreal, the alleged victim. You not possess any firearms. If they have firearms in the house where you're staying, that's a violation of this order. So before you go back to wherever you're going to stay, make sure they don't have any guns in the home. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
You're not to communicate with her or her family members, any of their family. Do not go within 200 yards of the address located on Isabella Street in Edinburgh, Texas. And communication means any communication, sir. So don't text message her. Don't call her from jail. Don't send her messages on Snapchat or Facebook or Messenger or anything. Do you understand me? All of that would be a violation. And you, well, you're sitting there waving your hands, but you were involved with an incident with this person just 7 months ago, 8 months ago, and here you are again. So apparently you're not listening. We're ordering monthly UAs. You're going to get drug tested, so when they tell you to get drug tested, no drugs, no alcohol, you understand me? No contact with the victim or the victim's family. You need to speak to them, do it through your attorney or through the police department. Do not go over to that address. Bond on the aggravated assault will be reduced to $20,000 cash surety. Bond on the assault, the other assault charge will be reduced to $5,000 cash surety. Anything else, Mr. Tejeda?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much, Judge. I have nothing further.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. Next case we're going to call is C 2208-24-C, State of Texas versus Juan Lopez. Speak English, Mr. Lopez.
Yes, sir, they do.
Dan Bora, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Judge, we have,
President speaks English.
yes, sir. Judge, we have an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon at 10,000 and evading arrest with a vehicle at 5,000. Those are the two charges that he has right now before you on these writs. There are 8 misdemeanors that have $10,000 cash surety bonds on them as a result of these, I guess, these arrests also. There was a prior robbery, and that is out of the 398 with Judge Vasquez. That there was an ISI. Judge Vasquez earlier this week granted a $50,000 cash for surety. He's a U.S. citizen, strong ties to the community. We're asking for a reduction off of the 10 and 5, Judge.
We just reduced this guy. You were here about a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yes, sir.
Dan?
Yes, sir. And the issue that we have is we've got the robbery set at 50,000. Now the judges also asked to see if he can make any attempts to, or his family can make any attempts to help him bond out. But we're gonna have about 80,000 in just misdemeanors, which is something I'm gonna have to take care of or try to bring before the court. But I guess a lot of the misdemeanor courts don't want to see any of the motions yet until a lot of the felony cases are either reduced or we get some sort of movement on them.
I know we reduced them once already. What's the state's position?
Judge, so the only two cases that have not been filed yet, Judge, are the aggravated assault with deadly weapon and the evading with vehicle. All other cases have been filed, Your Honor. So on these two counts, the state would be opposed to any bond reduction in this case. This defendant does have extensive criminal history, Your Honor. So the state would be opposed.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Lopez. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a job, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Where do you work?
I have two jobs. My primary form of income is obviously I do drywall and drywall finish, painting.
Okay.
And I also have a job locally at my mom's school in downtown Westfield, doing maintenance. At her building, the name of her business is 325 Massage Studio. Her name is Diana Labrada. Her contact info is 956-854-3278. And the company I work for in New Jersey is a PNB Partition. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but my immediate supervisor, I have his name and number. His name is Abel.
Hang on just a minute. How old are you?
34.
You on probation or parole right now?
No, Your Honor.
I'm gonna leave the evading at 5,000. I'll reduce the other one to 5,000. That's your.
Thank you, Judge. That's all we have.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next case, the last one we've got is C 2830-24-C. Frederick Lambert. This is Sergio Munoz. Andres, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this case. We've been in here a couple of times. He was released on bond. The magistrate had ordered an interlock device or a portable. Mr. Munoz provided, I believe, the state a copy of an order, or not an order, but a document from the state, the license division, saying that his license was not suspended, and that because it passed the breath or blood test.
Yes, Your Honor, I did read the probable cause affidavit for the new arrest in June. It looks like the defendant did provide a breath specimen that was below the 0.08. However, and then the defendant consented to a blood draw, Your Honor, and that blood is currently being analyzed for any drugs at the time the defendant was operating the motor vehicle. It looked like the defendant admitted to smoking marijuana, Your Honor, so I do believe that this will be a drug-based driving while intoxicated.
Okay, so it is being analyzed for okay.
Yes, Your Honor, the blood was taken at the South Texas Health Systems ER at 3700 Nolana Avenue, and the blood has been sent to the Westago Crime Lab.
Okay. Mr. Munoz, are you there by the chance? Sergio?
Hi, good afternoon, Judge. My name is Jessica, and I am Mr. Munoz's assistant. I sent him a message letting him know that that Mr. Lamprecht was on. So I'm a message from him. I apologize. He's not in the office.
Okay. Corey, is he gonna log on or?
I believe so, Judge. He did just tell me he was calling the court, but he got disconnected.
Okay,
So he did say that he was going to try again.
I don't see him logging on.
Let me see. Let me send him another message, Judge. I apologize.
No problem. Okay. Well, based on the fact that the results from the blood have not come back, I'm gonna ask that you continue with the device. Do you have a port, Mr. Lambert? Is that you? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Do you have the portable or the ignition airlock device?
No,
You don't have either one of them?
no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna order that you get the portable device. I'm gonna order that you carry it with you to keep the 3 windows you blow on that device 3 times a day between the hours of 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., and between the hours of 10 p.m. and midnight. I did issue an order when you were magistrated initially, or actually the magistrate did, and I asked that it stay in force. So you need to get that device by tomorrow. You'll keep that device until we get the results back from the blood draw. And at that point, we can revisit whether or not we need to take the device off. But you have until tomorrow, 5 p.m. to go and pick up that device. If you do not pick it up by 5 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to notify probation to notify the court, and we'll have a hearing and see why you did not get it. If we need to put you back in jail. So you've got 24 hours to get it done, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. That's all we have. Andres, thank you for your help.
Thank you, Judge. You have a good one.
Okay. You too. Take care.